Bartels, owner of Extreme Audio. Welcome to our 2014 Mobile Electronics Retailer of the Year submission video. Excited to have the opportunity again. Definitely going to have a little few things in here that may seem like deja vu from our video from last year, so hopefully it don't bore you too much with a lot of the rehashing. Everything will be done from scratch. Nothing is going to be duplicates from that. We will be using a couple little things in this that we did last year if you happen to see that video. One of the things will be music. Any of the music that leads into any of our technicians or salespeople are all going to be things that they personally chose that's kind of a reflection of their own personal attitude. We will be rehashing a little bit of the Daft Punk music. Really because we frankly couldn't find any music that matched us here as a store better than that. The specific lyrics to the non-Kanye West version is work it harder, make it better, do it faster, makes us stronger, more than ever after hour, our work is never over. That really does kind of sum up the attitude that we have here. Nothing is ever over. We're always improving. We're always looking for a better way, always looking for what we can do better as a whole. With that being said, I'll start things up and tell you a little bit about myself as far as the intros go. I am Mike Bartels, like I mentioned before. I've been in the industry for about 23 years. I've worn a lot of different hats through my years in the industry. When I started in '91, it was a part-time installation gig in a small town. Kind of worked my way from there and ended up at another shop as a salesperson. Sales was something that really kind of caught on with me long term, although I've always been a really installation minded person, so I definitely have a little more of a technical troubleshooting mind, which has helped over the years, especially when I did open up this store 15 years ago, because as everybody knows that's been an owner, you do certainly wear many hats. So being able to grab the tools and go to work in the bay when needed and do whatever needs to be done whenever it needs to be done and know what you're talking about is definitely a key thing. One of the main goals I have these days is becoming more and more of an owner and less of an employee of this shop. I do feel we have one of the best teams that we've ever had, for sure. It's definitely the most complete and covers every avenue that needs to be covered very well. I think the least experienced person we have here right now is maybe 7 to 8 years of experience. And out of 7 people, that's saying a fair amount. So most, I think more than 50% have over 16 years of experience. So we have a very experienced crew. We're happy to be a place that most veterans want to go and want to work at when they realize the grass isn't greener everywhere else, and that we are offering a very good package and a very good, happy, fun place to work. It's also challenging at the same time. With that being said, I guess we'll lead into the regular employee things, and then after that you'll see me back in here again for all of the business nitty-gritty. Talk to you then. Thanks.
Hi, my name's James Roper. I've been with Extreme Audio for about 3 years. I am an MECP mobile certified sales professional. My main duties here are to help consult clients and find the right solution for whatever their needs may be. One of the attributes and talents that I bring to the table is I'm really good with faces and names, so that when an individual comes in, I can greet them on a first name basis and really make them feel like they belong, make them feel comfortable when coming into my store. The reasons I like working here is it's a very professional environment, but we all get along really well. A lot of the individuals who work here have worked together for a long period of time, so we do have more of just than a business relationship. Thanks a lot.
Hi, I'm Jeremy Rinker. I am the newest addition to the Extreme Audio team here. I've been working with the company for about 3 or 4 months. I recently came from a big box background in management, but have spent many years working as a technician in a small volume mobile electronics retailer and also on the sales side. I'm currently MECP Master Certified, and the things I like most about working for the company here are the professionalism and experience that everyone here brings to the table. I know that I can depend on everyone here to deliver a world-class experience to our clients, and just having them as a resource is a huge value, something that with new challenges or very demanding situations that I've got a team that I can depend on.
Hey guys, this is Brian Sherritt with Extreme Audio. I've been here for about 3 years now, enjoying every minute of it. My main duties here at the shop are lead tech and fabricator. Pretty much do whatever I have to do in the shop to get things done and keep things rolling. What I enjoy about this shop is the blend of talent and personality makes it very enjoyable. Everybody gets along and we just all have a good time and get things done. Thanks for the nomination. I'll see you.
Oh, hi. My name is Seth Powers, and I've been working here at Extreme Audio for a little over 3 years now. Here at Extreme Audio, I do everything from window film, paint protection, custom audio, video, and alarm remote starts. The reason I like working here at Extreme Audio is because of the fun, friendly, and professional atmosphere it brings to its customers and its workplace. Thank you.
Hey, my name's Chris Carter. I've been working here at Extreme Audio for a little less than a year now. I have been a car stereo installation technician for almost 15 years, and that's what I do here as well. I really like working here at Extreme. We all get along together. Everyone that works here is very professional. Everyone knows what they're doing. There's really no drama at all, and it's just a great place to work. Real clean. Everyone does what they're supposed to. Everything flows the way it should, and you know.
Every day ain't gonna be perfect, but it still don't mean today don't have purpose. Come on. Today's a new day.
Hello, my name is Rodney Hall. Been doing car audio for about 19 years now. Been working here at Extreme for 15. What I do, I handle all the car dealerships. So I do all the mobile installations and repairs at different dealerships here in Richmond and Fredericksburg. I guess my special talent would be, outside of being able to pull radios completely apart, replacing faces, CD Max, I think it's personality. Because I think that's huge, especially when you're going to try to pick up new accounts and meet new people at the dealerships. I think that plays a huge role. I love working here. Been here for 15 years, out of the 19 that I've been doing car audio. So I think that speaks for itself as far as how I feel about working here. Everybody gets along. Just a family type atmosphere. I love it. So that's it. Appreciate your time.
Work it, make it, do it, makes us harder, better, faster, stronger.
Welcome to Extreme Audio's 2014 Retailer of the Year beginning of the walkthrough. We're outside of the store here, right off of the side street. As you can see, we are slightly off of the main drag on a dead-end road, so we do have a little bit of visibility from the main street itself. Not as much as I would like. We have used a 12 by 12 banner on the side of the building to be able to fit in within the local codes and things, since we have a separate sign as well. That way we can try and draw a little bit up from the road itself. It is lit at night and that sort of thing. We have our voted top 50 retailers still up on the side. We actually need to have that a little updated here. And as you can see, it's kind of a busy day, trying to do what we can to get things done and get out here and shoot some video around the kind of non-stop flow of customers we have. We keep the front end nicely manicured, so to speak, with the landscaping and some bushes. It's been a bit dry, to say the least, so some of the flowers have started to die on us, but hopefully we'll get some rain here. Have our front signage, and then we'll start heading on in the front door. I'll see you in a second.
Work it harder, make it better, do it faster, makes us stronger.
Welcome back. This is our interior part of our tour. Show you around the store, show you how our displays are done and how we do things in here in the showroom. Not a lot has changed since last year. We do have some definite things that will be changing and a few things that have that we can point out to you as well. So we'll just start over here with our motorcycle and marine and truck area, kind of an all-inclusive at the moment. We have our Arc Audio Impact motorcycle kit set up here where you can see the speakers and listen to them in the fairings, in the glove boxes, and a lot of things like that. This display helps a lot when it comes to clients that come in the front door having no idea we do motorcycles. They're here for their truck or whatever it may be. They kind of see this Harley fairing and it draws them right over here. So it's worked really well for that. Have a nice header to show the motorcycle stuff and that sort of thing. As you head over here, this is our marine and waterproof sound display. This one kind of has multi-uses through the year. Marine is obviously something that's only good for us for 3 or 4 years because we're kind of in the middle of the country or the middle of the coast, so it's not very hot here, in the wintertime. So we've got our wakeboarding speakers, our interior speakers, the different radios, equalizer, amps, everything. It's all switchable. You can activate anything you want, crank it up from across the showroom to show the wakeboarding speakers. And then in the wintertime, we can change our waterproof and our boat header card here over to something a little more relevant to that time period with UTVs, ATVs, jacked up trucks, whatever it may be for that off season that still may be interested in stuff like this. Speakers hanging off the bed of the truck, on their UTV, golf carts, that kind of thing. So it kind of works as a multi-purpose display so we don't have this display dead in the water for the rest of the year. One of the newest things that we've just added in the last couple months is truck accessories. We're in a very heavy truck area, so us getting into the restyling end of it just made sense. Frankly, I'm a little irritated I didn't do it a long time ago because interest has kind of picked up pretty immediately. Right now, it's kind of got our showroom in a little bit of disarray because there's nowhere for these things to go. So this is the most we could just put out here for now. The long-term plan is to actually knock this whole section out where there's an office that isn't necessarily needed at the moment, expand this part of the showroom and be able to actually have more seating for our clients, that sort of thing, more room for displays for truck things and that sort of deal. So we'll definitely have a lot more room to work with. One of the other things is our counter here is actually going to be getting removed as well and going to shrink back to a couple kiosks that don't really set up a barrier between you and the customer. So you're a little more standing toe to toe. Definitely will open up even more room in here where we can pull our golf cart inside and be able to show the light bar and all the tower speakers and things like that on that, and the fiberglass and custom work that we've done to that as well. Right now this works well as a showcase. Again, just takes up a little more room and divides things up a little more than I would like long term. As you see here is just one of our old toys. My son had bought a Power Wheel years ago with his lawn mowing money, and he's a little too old for that now, so we went a little crazy with it. It shows a little bit of our fiberglass capability, a little bit of lighting, has a 15-inch woofer up under it, so the thing's pretty obnoxious, definitely sounds really good, draws a lot of attention. Everybody that walks in the door, it's like the first thing they notice, so it's kind of fun. This display here is what used to be our video-only display. Now it's kind of crossed between our video and our navigation. We ended up putting all of our navigation systems here in one place and took them out of our main sound room. That way you've got your good, better, best, and option all kind of laid out there right in front of the person at one time so they can compare the differences from one to the next. All the video works, of course, gives you, a lot of different flexibility to show those off. This is our customer waiting area. As I've mentioned in other parts of the presentation, we tried to avoid having clients waiting on cars. We really like things to be dropped off for the day. In reality, it just doesn't work for a lot of clients and they need to wait. So we do plan on expanding on this and making it a little bit larger and getting it out of this corner to give people a little better place to stay. Here we've got our security/remote start display. Covers a lot of the different remote starts. All the remote controls work. Everything activates. When you hit buttons, they light up here showing what you're doing. Little snippet descriptions as to how the systems work and what the differences are. We have a slideshow going here with a lot of the different pictures of certain work that we've done, top 50 retailers for this year that we've got up there. We need to throw the top 12 up there too as well, and just have that stuff kind of scrolling through on the regular, give people something to check out. We have one of our magazine, Emmy Mag, actually, article from a month or so ago that we just got from In the News and posted that up here for people to read. Customers do love reading that sort of thing. We've got our other wall with a couple other, or 4 other articles on it. Customers are constantly walking up to it and reading through it, so it's really nice to have that stuff up where people can see it. Here's our leather seating display. We have a heated seats add-on here that you can click and does work in the seat. We have a lower lumbar support that's hooked up and works. It shows the Aaliyah leather kit and how the fit and finish of that would be in somebody's car. Definitely draws attention, and certainly it's sat on plenty by people overflowing from the waiting area. One of our larger displays here is a combination of multiple displays. We have our driving safety, headphones, window treatments, sound deadening, and factory replacement. What these basically do on down the line is, this is an OEM interface display that lets you show the difference of what it does when you just change a set of speakers, what it does when you add an amplifier to those, what it does when you add a subwoofer to those, and then the magic of it is when you do the demo, once it's shown all that, it takes it all away and goes back to normal. It's really dramatic, the difference from the finished product to where they started, and really drives home what kind of difference doing those upgrades could do to a customer. This is our sound deadening display. Certainly shows the difference between a undeadened panel and a deadened panel with Ben Larson's Fast Rings. Throw him in a little plug there. Great idea, it works really well. It's nice for a premium speaker installation upgrade that we do with a lot of clients. Our window tint display is one of the best displays we have in here. It does have heat lamps behind the panes so people can actually feel the difference in the amount of heat that comes through a normal film, a heat rejecting film. They can see the difference in colors between them, and it really helps a lot in displaying that and helping step people up to better films, because when people first walk in the door or call, they kind of always assume that film is film and it's all the same. This definitely breaks it down a lot better and shows them that the differences between those. Headphones is something we do have. Has not really worked out well for us. We're going to be redoing that display to something other than headphones. We'll be doing quite a bit of rearranging when the wall goes down and we move some things around, so we plan on using some of the display space for a little more about LED lighting, truck accessories, that sort of thing. So we'll do a lot of rearranging for that. One of our other really big displays would be this one here, the backup camera display. Gives us a lot of ability to show the difference in wide angle cameras, standard cameras. Again, people have the mentality when they walk in the door, camera's a camera. They don't know the difference from one to the other. It could be a $50 camera, it could be a $500 camera, they're all the same. This shows that they're not. It shows the aspect that you can see from one to the other, and it's a huge difference when it comes to upselling people to better cameras that give wider angles and better visibility. So that's been a great display. This is our HID lighting display that lets you go through the different ones from your standard old halogen to an HID. Once they warm up, they're incredibly bright. It really shows people the different color temperatures and what they can do with that. And then we have some backup sensors kind of thrown in there at the bottom that we can occasionally demo those when we need to. Over here we have our Bluetooth display, mainly Parrot pieces at the moment. Shows the difference in the cell phone only versions to the full-blown USB auxiliary in iPod versions. Everything is all set up where we can pair somebody's phone to it, make sure that it works if there's any firmware issues for some reason. That seems to be cleared up these days, but in the past that's been an issue. It also gives us the ability to walk up, grab a display, carry it out to a client's car, put it on the dash where it would be, and give them a really good representation of what it would look like right then and there. So that becomes a handy little side effect as well. The remotes also pop right off. Thankfully none have been taken yet, but we can go out and show them where those would go. And then moving into our sound room, which hopefully the cut lighting works well enough with the camera in here, but a little more subdued style, kind of like a home theater room. We have a good amount of subwoofer enclosures to demonstrate. We have a little more going on right now than we normally do. We don't normally have quite this many sub enclosures in here. We have all of our radios. Everything in here is audio based. It's not navigation, so we have all of our standard radios as you step up through the models of Bluetooth and then get into the video style pieces. People can see all of those, play around with them, pair phones, do whatever needs to be done. It also makes for a good place, obviously, for our demoing speakers. So we've kind of got our good, better, best going through there and have most categories set up pretty well. This room is relatively basic to put together, but has a nice look to it, we feel, and does the job really well. We do have our nice logo in the back there. We're going to do some edge-lit plexi or edge-lit LEDs there to light that up and jazz it up a little bit. And I guess as we move over here, we'll check out the women's room. We do have clean bathrooms. They smell good. Everything's nice and neat. We do certainly have a women's room and a men's room. So you don't have to worry about any interaction as far as that goes. The women's room stays clean 90% of the time, and everything's good. If you look behind the counter here, you can kind of see our employee area where they would normally be. We've got lots of cabinets, lots of places to hide messes and organize things as needed, so the guys can keep everything neat. They've got plenty of places to put everything. I mentioned our magazine articles here. We've got from Richmond Magazine, Richmond Times-Dispatch, Twice Magazine, sorry, and the Car Audio and Electronics from way back when in the SBL competition days. And then last but not least, we have the men's room, which is, again, it's kept fairly straight. No major issues, no embarrassments of a client coming in here. Just caught a second of James and his cinematography there in the mirror. And I believe for our front end, other than the office, which you'll certainly see in the interview segments and that sort of thing, I think that's pretty much sums it up. We're really excited about some of the things we have getting ready to happen in here that will be done by the end of the year. You'll certainly see the back end here in a little bit, and we're super proud of where that's come compared to where it was last year when it was completely under construction and looked pretty rough. So we're happy with the way that turned out, and we will talk to you in a little bit. Thanks. Alright, this is Mike again, back again to start, I guess, the beginning of the back end tour. This is our back parking lot. You can see our two main big bay doors that open up to pretty much spread open garage that you'll see here in just a few. I have a couple of customer cars out back because we have got a big old boat and all kinds of other things going on internally, but also ran out of space out front, so we had to free up some room. You can see a van on its way in as we speak. This is our old mobile van. We've actually just replaced with a new Dodge Sprinter that we'll be having lettered up and everything for the store. We also have a trailer, 24-foot behind there, that's used for various events and things, that's also in the process of being wrapped here any day from now. We do have a couple AC units that cover each side of the garage, so on these 98-degree days like today, with humidity out the roof, keep the guys fairly cool inside and comfortable while they're working. We did pay a couple years back to have this parking lot paved so we could not have a lot of gravel, dust, and things like that. Keep customers' cars clean, keep everything the way we would want. We will see you inside here in just a second. Welcome back. This is the interior shot of our garage. We'll kind of give you a nice view all the way around it. As I mentioned in the other video for the out back, there's a boat taking up a lot of space to the left side for you there, so don't quite get a full view of the garage. We'll definitely give you a good idea. We epoxied the floors last year right around this time or a little bit after this, closer to Knowledge Fest, so that's all done now. Got all of our new work surfaces in, all of our storage in. There's a uniform look through the entire garage. Replaced toolboxes in 3 of the bays to where they all look the same. Try to keep everything going, have as much storage as we could possibly have, so there's always somewhere for something to go. It's easy to keep organized. As we work our way over here, Seth is tinting a Jeep here, as you can see. Has kind of a nice large area here for doing window tint in. We have our shelves that are there for putting interior parts, body panels, whatever may need to go over there when a long-term project like we have in the other bay is being worked on, so it's up, out of the way, and stays clean. We have the tint area right over here that has our computer cut plotter that plots out and cuts the tint. That way we're not doing any cutting on clients' vehicles. We have a nice big pane of glass over here in the corner that he's able to put that tint onto and do all of the cutting and trimming of the tint that he needs to do, again, there rather than on the vehicle. In every bay, you'll also notice we have drop-down cords that have battery tenders on them. That way, any car that's in the bay, we automatically pop the hood, hook up a tender to it, and everything will stay nice and topped off the whole time it's here. There's never any worry about getting blamed for kicking somebody's battery off the cliff while it was here being worked on. As we work our way over here, see one of the minor project cars we have going on. It's really just a couple days. Just the technician who's working on it is off today, so it's kind of sitting as we speak. Getting a lot of new Alpine equipment put in it. You can see again more of the benches and the overheads. All the overheads have separate lighting in them. Since this installer's off today, we didn't have his turned on, but you have ample lighting for seeing everything that you're doing here. Ample storage for tools and or any other miscellaneous that you may need. We have a board up here where we actually put all of the different brands on. Anything that a technician notices we're out of, a salesman knows we're out of that needs to be ordered, it's thrown on the board. So when it's time to make an order, I know everything that we need and we don't miss anything. As we come around here to the other side of the garage, see our basic computer setup that we use for flashing modules and doing different things like that. Nothing earth-shattering there. This is one of the leftover work areas. One of our salespeople, Jeremy, is working on tearing down a couple Wet Sounds towers, getting those ready for some lights to be added to them and be put in this boat. Brian's up top in the boat itself, actually wiring things up in there and getting that ready so we can get it out of here today. Come on over to the other side that you can't see because of the boat. We have another little section of area that's really more of a project area, places that when we have a long-term car that's going to be here, it can be tucked off a little more to the side for those longer jobs. We have all the shelving that's back behind there that actually gives you somewhere to put all those panels. So something like this that's going to be here for a month and a half, there's somewhere for all of that to go instead of being scattered all over the place. This one's actually getting custom fiberglass work, plexiglass, lighting, custom door panels, a pretty big run of things. It's about an $11,000 job, so it's a fairly nice car and definitely going to be good when it's all said and done. I wish it was done for us to shoot some video of that. Now as you come on back around here, we have a little curtained off area here. That's where we have a waste oil heater. We actually heat the bay in the wintertime with used motor oil, so we get some state credits back for that. We get to reuse some of that. It's halfway environmentally friendly and certainly helps out on the cost of heating a bay this large in the wintertime when it's freezing cold. Booting the computer up and it never quite finished, but we do have a test part that has its own power supply for 12 volt to supply if we're doing any noise troubleshooting, has its own power source of course. Got the laptop and inputs and outputs for basically everything you could need to do. We use the TermLab, RTA, oscilloscope, and SPL meter all through here. We also have a lot of the Diamore engineering things here, like the distortion detector, signal generators, crossover calibration tools, things like that. So we have plenty of tools when it comes to tweaking and tuning as needed or troubleshooting weird noises and things going on. Our refrigerator, we made it look like a cabinet. We're rather proud of that one. This is a motorcycle we use sometimes to show off lighting and stuff like that. Right now we're pondering on selling it, so it's kind of tucked out of the way. And last but not least, we have the wood shop and fab room. It's in a little bit of disarray at the moment because we have a couple different projects going on, so they're kind of continually going with it and haven't been able to do a tremendous amount of cleanup. Again, plenty of storage for everything to go, have a place to go, plenty of pegboard to be able to hook anything that needs to be on the wall, ventilation pulling everything to the outside, air hoses, power drop downs and pull outs. It also has the vacuum system that we have a port underneath the cabinet there to sweep stuff into. It comes over to the saw. We do have the other outlet there ready to come over and attach to the top of the saw to get a little more clean in here. And we also have the one router table at the moment. We definitely want to expand on that a little bit more. That kind of sums it up for the garage. Hopefully I didn't miss anything too earth-shattering. I can't think that I did. As you can see, we wanted to keep that uniform look for everything. We really wanted something where people could be brought back into here. It looks great, it's clean, everything's arranged, and it definitely helps to up the confidence in the client when they're looking to have something done to their car, that they know this is where it's being worked on. Anytime somebody comes back here, their reaction is always very apparent as to how nice the garage is, and we're very proud of that. I guess that's it for the back end. We will talk to you later. Thanks.
Work it, make it, do it, makes us harder, better, faster, stronger.
Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed the tour of our facility and got a good look at everything and are happy with what you've seen. We're going to go ahead and get to the nitty-gritty of the business information now that's required in the submission, starting with customer service. The first section is our store hours. We're open from 9 to 6, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 on Saturday, so we are 6 days a week. Employees do work 5 days a week and generally have mixed days off depending on the employee. Our customer accommodations, as you've seen in the video, we do have a couple chairs that we have in a little area for people to sit. As much as we would like for everyone to drop their cars off, it hasn't really been a reality. So as I may have mentioned in the video, since we're shooting these at different times, we do plan on expanding that area, making it a little larger, a little more welcoming for the people that just simply have to wait on their car. I personally know how hard it is to drop a car off, half an hour, 45 minutes away when you're coming from the country. So, we're trying to do our best to work with people there. We do offer free Wi-Fi for anybody that comes in. We also have Enterprise has set us up with a really nice $35 car for a day. So for people that are getting something more involved done, they definitely have the option of grabbing that Enterprise rent-a-car and taking off and getting some things done or heading home or that sort of thing. Our warranty policies, as we've always had, we do lifetime warranty on anything installation related. Product, of course, has its own warranty. Anytime we have a little bit of wiggle room there, we will certainly work with the customer as much as possible. It could be years down the road that we're troubleshooting something for them. If it comes down that it was the product at the end, we're not hitting them with labor charges unless it was just outright customer abuse or something like that. We're definitely of the take care of people and they'll take care of us mentality. And it's worked well for us for 15 years, so we're not about to change that. Our in-store and phone greetings, last year we changed to a voice over IP system. That gave us a lot more flexibility than we had on the phone before, because we could now set up different types of recordings. We have our normal on-hold music that we use, but we also have things like an entry message that when people first call in, they don't go to a machine, so to speak, because everybody hates machines, but they do have a small message that can be plugged in there to where it answers the phone with that message. Then it starts ringing and comes to us. It's really helpful during the seasons, as wintertime. We can mention things about remote start. We can mention things about tent when it's hot. We can change all these different things based on the season. We can bring up being retailer of the year. There's all kinds of things that we can use that for. So that's been really helpful and nice when it comes to phones. We also have a tendency to put people on hold a lot after they have first called in. Basically get some good information to get started with them, put them on hold to do a little bit of research. That gives us the ability to put them on hold, have them listen to our on hold message, and actually gets the point across of, again, whatever it is seasonally that we're trying to cover. If it's cold outside and we want to have remote start be what they start talking about when they get put on hold, we're able to touch on more important things that maybe we're worried we may not get to cover while we're on the phone with them, be it installation expertise, awards, whatever it may be, things that we don't want to have to plug into every single phone call in some way, shape, or form. Putting them on hold for a little bit to begin with kind of gives us the ability to kind of do that, and then we also get to take over the conversation a little better when we come back on, and we're the ones asking the questions instead of vice versa. Helps us kind of lead it in the direction we need it to go to make them happy. In store, we don't really have a dead set greeting that we use. We are a little bit more of a destination here, so we don't get a lot of window shoppers. So we're not going to get that typical response of, I'm just looking. I mean, they are here and they are looking, and they're usually looking for our expertise, which is a great thing because they're a lot more open to us. They're a lot more ready to go with the advice and things that we say, which gives us a lot of flexibility in the way we do things, and pretty much ensures the clients always end up happy because they're going to go the direction that they really should be going, regardless of what their preconceived notions may be. We certainly always make sure to make eye contact with them, say hi, that sort of thing. We're just not jumping down their throat or, completely ignoring them when we're really busy. We definitely make sure we make some kind of contact. We have an interactive enough store to keep them busy until we are ready if we're overloaded at the time. Unique services. For years we offered a loaner vehicle to clients that needed to drop off a car. As I mentioned earlier, we do use Enterprise now, which is something a little bit different. Takes away us having to have a vehicle for people to drive here, but also gives some people some flexibility to be able to leave cars and drop off. Cleaning and maintenance schedule. We do have a daily and weekly schedule that is posted up and used regularly. This will be in our PowerPoint for you to check out. That covers the front end of the store, everything from bathroom cleaning to sweeping to vacuuming to parking lot to whatever it may be. Certain things are done daily, others are done weekly. We also have the same type of scenario in the garage as well when it comes to clean up back there for the technicians, that sort of thing. Floors are always mopped at least the day before. that particular technician goes on vacation, so their area is clean when they're gone, as well as spot cleaning during the week, especially with our window tinting. There's a lot of water on the floor, so there's a lot of cleanup done on a regular basis back there. We definitely like to keep that spotless. It is definitely toured quite often with clients. We feel it's definitely a strong point of our shop, if not the strongest point, because even though I love our showroom and it's clean as a whistle and I think it's well laid out, it really blows people's minds when they walk back into the garage and they immediately just, all the walls come down and they're ready to go. We've had people that mention, you know, oh, is it clean back there? Are you going to get dirt in my tent? They walk back through the doors and they immediately say, oh, never mind, because they see that, you know, we're just not that kind of place. So it's really good as far as cleanliness and smelling good and bathrooms being clean and that sort of thing. Move to the next section, staff growth and training. Our training program is something that we used to have a little more set and we used to have a little more involved, but over the last year or two, to be honest with you, we have started becoming the go-to place for people with experience. So we haven't had to do a tremendous amount of training. We'll bring in someone new that's been in the industry for quite some time, and there's not a lot of training involved short of bringing them up to the speed of the way we do things. It's been really nice because we don't have to go from scratch. I think our least experienced person, and forgive me if I'm saying this more than once in other things, but I think our least experienced person is 8 years right now. We have maybe an 8, a 9, I think a 10, and then we have 3 or 4 that are over 16 years. So out of 7 people, I think that definitely makes a statement to the experience and knowledge level that we have. Having technicians that cover everything from electrical specifically to tent specifically to multifaceted fabrication, everything, and then having 2 salespeople that are also former technicians, we really can cover the bases when needed, and then naturally having a great network to rely on as well. In the rare times we run into something we can't handle is definitely a perk as well. In the past, we have had people go with a certain employee that's in a different department for an extended period of time to start with, so they can get acclimated to how the other side of the thing works, and then when they come in on their end, we have the normal training there. We do have an employee handbook that covers a lot of things, and we plan on expanding more and more on to cover specifics of each position other than just the normal company things. That was put together with a lot of input from ICE, from AvidWorks, from other owners that have employee handbooks that I'm friends with, other people that work in the corporate end of things to kind of get a little bit of the corporate mixture away from just specialty retail. That's been kind of helpful as well. Training resources. Ongoing training is something we definitely believe in. We have done a lot of different things over the last couple years. We've brought in Dale Ellis. I've taken everybody to Knowledge Fest. I certainly always go to Knowledge Fest myself. We do toggle it on and off when it comes to all the employees. I would love to take everybody every year, but when you are 7 people deep, it becomes a very expensive proposition. So we're kind of alternating that like an every other year scenario at this point. Certainly try to go over as much as humanly possible coming back from Knowledge Fest. This year we'll be able to, myself and my technician, so we'll be able to at least have the installer track and the sales track covered to come back and share that information. We definitely have all 4 of the MECP books here. We have sales, basic, advanced, both advanced books and master. So we have quite the resources available at their fingertips. Definitely helpful things for people that really have the desire to learn and the desire to grow, to thumb through when they're kicked back with nothing to do, which thankfully isn't very often. We also do some webinar trainings off and on with Dell. If there's something I feel maybe somebody needs a little brushing up with their phone etiquette or what have you, we may have a thing with him for an hour that kind of brushes up on some do's and don'ts, that kind of thing. We definitely have our own style of sales, but you know, having things from somebody else definitely helps. Little ideas here and there. we obviously naturally go to every manufacturer training that's available and just distribution training. We have a distributor next door, which is certainly a big perk, that will have trainings for a lot of the manufacturers, even ones we don't deal with, that sometimes we'll go to just to have that knowledge. And then with DAS Distributors has really started picking up things well and having a lot of trainings going on, and brought in Brian Schmidt and things like that that help as well. So we take advantage of every one of those we can afford to take advantage of. Training completion initiatives. We definitely encourage MECP certification. We do tie in higher commission rates for sales or installation based on certification levels. And then if they've already reached a certain level and expand beyond that, say to master or advanced from basic, we have different levels of bonus and things like that that we tie into that. Right now on staff we have a master certified, an advanced certified, a sales certified, and one guy I think who's just expired and needs to re-up, but he actually plans on going for advanced and master instead of just plain old basic. Hoping to add a couple more names to that list in the very immediate future with the other guys that are left. Our ongoing management training, we really haven't had anything set up previously for that because we haven't really had management set up before that. Usually it was a couple salesmen, a couple installers, myself, and an on-the-road guy, so the management was kind of me. I am definitely looking to move beyond that these days, and I'm pretty much almost there right now, to where I'm definitely taking the entrepreneurial or ownership in the background, growing the business rather than working in the business. We definitely have someone who has just started recently that comes from a management background, that's definitely an intention of what he's going to be doing, as well as leading to some future expansion in the next year or so. Keep that between us. All right, sales and marketing. The explanation of our marketing sources and effectiveness of each. We definitely focus the mass majority of our advertising on online advertising. We have done a lot of that on our own over the years, from SEO to PPC to you name it. It is a very, very time-consuming thing, and it's something that you have to be involved with all the time to continually learn how things are changing and what needs to be done. Recently, about the beginning of this year, I enlisted Mitch Schaefer, who owns Mobile Edge. I'm sure you probably know. He opened a company called 168 Media. He had gained a lot of experience over the years with web stuff and had succeeded really well with his. So in his own personal business expansion, he expanded into that type of marketing company. It's been a really good move. We had him revamp what I thought was already a good website and give it a fresh new look, new template, new everything. And it's gotten immediate results from customers literally bringing it up over the phone. Man, y'all have a really nice website. Things like that. We were getting people from the net before, but nobody ever went that far out of their way to bring up how much they liked it. We've done a lot of things with that, from 360 tours to blogs, you name it. We have also set up that program to be ongoing content, to where we have 2 to possibly 3 posts on our webpage per week. We're really going for the content marketing aspect of things, or the content-based SEO, to where Google sees us as an important source of actual content and a good source of content, so we're going to score a lot higher based on that. Not as big a fan of we have weird backlinks in the background that make us look important, and then as soon as Google changes their way of doing things, immediately we're nowhere and we have to start all over again. Content is king. Google wants people to get the right content. They're going to make sure that's where they're sending people to, so that part of their strategy is never going to change. We're doing really well with catering to that. We also brought on board a few months ago a company called NetCertive. They are a pay-per-click banner ad company, fairly large. They do a lot of other mobile electronics retailers through Mesa, so they have a good background of the proper keywords, the proper negative keywords, and things like that. So we definitely get our Google AdWords working better. And they also have the banner ads, which is a little bit of a different spin. That's actually kind of cool and has a little bit of a big time feel to it. We've all been to like Amazon and done a search for something specific, and then all of a sudden for the next month you're getting followed by little ads off in the corners of the pages. It's kind of the same thing, to where anybody that visits our page for the next 30 days, they will, in the background ads that are paid advertisements, they will have our banner ad popping up as kind of a reminder of who we are and that sort of thing. So that's kind of nice at keeping that top of mind awareness. Somebody who maybe went on our site and did a little bit of research but hadn't acted on it yet, it hopefully will rehash things with them. Our social media, we definitely update and have a Facebook page fairly regularly as far as the updates go. We do interact with companies like Alpine and CarTech Demo Days and our Demand Force reviews and online scheduler and things like that that are tied in through Facebook. A little torn on Facebook. I mean, the way they work themselves, if we have 1,100 fans and we put out an ad, only 100 people might actually see it because Facebook filters the rest of it. So I'm still a little torn personally as to whether Facebook pays off due to the time that's involved. What I generally try to do, look ahead at a week, see what the weather's going to be like, see what's going on, and spend about 15 to 20 minutes that one day scheduling our posts for the future. So don't eat up too much time on social media that you really have a hard, very difficult time measuring. Do spend a little too much time on social media on 12 Volt Insiders and our owners forums and things like that, but it's a ton of useful information. You just have to sometimes put it down and step away from the computer. Our unique sales and marketing practices, I can't think of anything that we didn't already mention with like the banner ads and things like that that are really unique. Our on-hold messaging system is something that we do like and do like to leverage, and the voice over IP options when it comes to that. We definitely have some other unique advertising things that will be coming up here in just a second in the customer retention practices. Our annual and scheduled sales or events, we've never really done much with annual sales or tent sales or that sort of thing. We are definitely a destination location. We're not somewhere that has a tremendous amount of traffic. The great part is if we have 40 people in the door per day, they are usually 40 pretty serious people. They really are looking for something. They don't generally seem to respond well to discounts and promotions and that sort of thing. They usually are walking in the door because they have a problem, they need a solution, and they're going to go with what we provide as the solution. It's not really price based other than what their overall price is. Now, if we have something sitting on the floor and we say this is a smoking deal, naturally they respond to that, but it doesn't bring them in the door or really create the sale that wasn't there before. So the big tent sale events are something we haven't really done much with. We definitely do a lot of other events, from boat shows, chili cook-offs, wakeboarding events, charity events, school events, you name it. We either have a tent set up that hopefully I can pop some pictures of that in our at the end of this slideshow or something, or we also take our just ridiculous golf cart that we built with all Wet Sounds equipment that's just insane. So it draws a ton of attention. It's great when we use it in parades. We do music for a group in the Richmond Parade, which is tens of thousands of people that we drive right down through the middle of with music wide open. That's the whole reason we're there. So we definitely get a lot of attention for that particular scenario. Our customer retention practices is definitely something we have invested heavily in over the last couple years, and then even more recently, about 3 or 4 months ago, we kind of upped the ante on that as well. We use two different services. We use one which is AvidWorks. They have a whole business suite of everything from HR to emails to pricing to you name it. The email portion of it we use for them are newsletters that are pre-done and written by a few different people that cover different things from window tint, remote start, backup cameras, satellite radio, the list goes on and on and on. So each month there's a list of those available. I jump on, I pick a couple that apply to us, so where we can have one go out every 2 weeks or so. I turn them on, and that's it. It's done. I don't have to spend 2 hours obsessing over a constant contact email that I was going to send that I want to be perfect, and I'm not a graphics guy. So it takes a lot of time away from me doing that. With theirs, it's automated, it's done. I don't spend 5 minutes on email campaigns for an entire month. It's also nice with our social media and our website. I take those exact same emails and use that same template, and on the day that it goes out via email, it gets plugged in on Facebook and it gets plugged in on our web page. So we get a broad thing out of that one minor service, which is really nice. The other thing that we started about 3 to 4 months ago is a company called Demand Force. They're owned by QuickBooks. They directly tie into QuickBooks and give us a number of things and even more that we haven't even tapped into yet. Every time a person buys something from us, they automatically get a thank you email the next day. The thank you email obviously thanks them, gives them a survey, gives them an opportunity to leave us a review, and helps give us a lot of feedback from them. We're still going to do our normal follow-up a few days later, call them, see how everything's been going, that sort of thing. But soliciting reviews is always one of the hardest things to do because you feel uncomfortable asking for somebody for it directly, but they do us a tremendous amount of good when it comes to online search results, and people are always saying the reason they came in is because we had good reviews. In about 3 months, it has sent 400 emails, and out of those 400 thank you emails, we've gotten 55 5-star reviews. We've gotten 26 of the surveys filled out, which gives us a lot of feedback on everything about that. We're happy to say our scoring on the surveys is at 99% right now, so we are knocking it dead. You know, maybe one person that wasn't able to get scheduled as quick as they like gave us a 96 instead of 100 on that particular, or what have you. So we're really happy with the results we've gotten back from that. The good part is, as we see small little problems that may come up in a survey or suggestion, it gives us an opportunity to tweak that if necessary. Thankfully, every single suggestion that's handwritten in by people is always very, very complimentary, which makes us feel good, gives the staff a needed boost and that sort of thing, to let them know, you know, hey, if they maybe did have a problem customer that day that they were having a hard time pleasing, they know they got somebody else that they made really happy. So that's been a very good plus. It also gives us the ability for custom emails. So if somebody hasn't been in the store for 6 months, it automatically knows that from our point of sale, and we'll fire them off an email with, hey, we haven't seen you in a while. Here's a incentive to come in, and that sort of thing. We have seen it automatically tracks any transactions that happen with that client after that email, and we have seen about $14,000 worth of income from people that got those emails. Some of them may have come in anyway. A couple have directly mentioned, hey, I got this email that says 10% off. I was thinking about getting a navigation system like you put in my other car, and those turned into $1,800 tickets. Again, that client may have come back in for it, he may not have. It may have boosted him up a little bit faster than he was originally planning because there was a discount opportunity. Either way, it's definitely working well for us. We can also go back and isolate anyone that bought anything marine from us over the last few years and send a marine tailored email to them before marine season as a reminder, that kind of thing. So it's got a lot of flexibility, a lot of really cool features we've been really happy with and plan on expanding on quite a bit. The best part again about that, just like Avid works, is it's completely automated. All I have to do is pop on there once a week, every week or two, check out the results, approve the reviews, and go with it. So it's a very non-time consuming, very, very nice process. Our industry and community involvement. We are involved in a lot of things in the community. There are not a lot that are preset. We do, or the things we always do. We donate to St. Jude's monthly. We have done that for years and years and years. I'll have a picture of the wall of kids that you know we get the stickers for every month. I hate to even think of how much that money has added up to, but at least it's going to a great cause. We kind of did that because, like any other business owner, you get phone calls almost on a daily basis from charities looking for donations. Some are great, like Special Olympics, St. Jude's, you name it. There are others that you've never heard of. You have no idea who they are, if they're a scam, if they're not a scam. So what we basically did was say we want to donate something because it makes us feel good and we feel like we're doing our part as best we can, but we want to make sure it's going to a good cause. So we chose St. Jude's. Gives us the ability to tell everybody that calls, hey, we donate to St. Jude's, or we'd really like to help you out, but I can't. And makes that transition a little better than fighting the fight every single time somebody calls looking for something. And St. Jude's is definitely a great program. We do a Coats for Kids promotion every single year at Christmas time. Donate those coats to organizations. For the last couple years, we donated to a place called the Freedom House. That was a shelter downtown Richmond. They have since closed their doors, which is a shame because they really loved what we gave them and really believed in what their mission was. This next year, we will probably donate those to the Hanover Safe Place, which is a women's shelter locally here in our own township that definitely has a need for that. And then any overflow of adult coats, men's coats, that kind of thing that we inevitably pick up will go to one of the local churches that a friend and client of ours belongs to. Throughout the year, we do athletic school boosters for a local high school, so we do cover, have banners on the football field and help them towards their equipment costs. One thing, I attended a boosters meeting one time and I never realized that schools, at least around here, their budget that comes into the school no longer includes sports whatsoever. So they have no money for equipment, for scoreboards, for whatever it may be. So they have to draw up donations for that. Football may be a little bit of a soft spot because my son plays football, so that has always kind of led that to be the one, but it does go towards the entire athletic program there each year, and we definitely like supporting that. We also give away a lot of auction donations. Basically, almost any good organization that calls us looking for charity auction items, that kind of thing, we will pony up a remote start or something like that for them to auction. Generally gets $400 or $500 in a silent auction. Half the people don't even redeem them. The people that do think it's the greatest thing ever. And almost every time it's going towards a good cause, like the Hanover Safe Place, traumatic brain injuries for one of the kids locally that was injured in a skiing accident last year. There's a lot of other, Ruritans and Shriners clubs and things like that do a lot of good work, and we love being able to at least chip away a little bit at that, and hopefully our labor time and things like that kind of help pay off for something people really want. Everybody seems to like a remote start. So industry involvement, I've been an active member of the Mira board for 3 to 4 years now, since the old Mira before it transitioned or skipped a year. That's definitely something. I don't feel we bring a tremendous amount to that table, but it is nice to be invited in to sit at that table and throw in a little bit of retailer feedback, so to speak, that's different than manufacturers or people directly involved in Mira. So do enjoy those monthly phone calls and being a part of that, and appreciate the opportunity to be a part of that. Also have been started in the last few months. ICE has started the same thing, where there are monthly calls with a select part of the organization to run a lot of the programs and things that are currently being worked on, passed, and giving input for that, and often phone calls from Jason discussing different things that are in the works for Mira and ICE and all that. So definitely looking forward to a lot of positives hopefully coming out of that in the upcoming months and years. Awards the store has received, we've had quite the mixture of things over the years. Naturally, the largest have been the Emmy Awards, everything from Retailer of the Year to Top 12 to Top 50 to Top 100. It's great getting that kind of recognition and affirmation from our peers, and just recognition that, hey, you guys are doing a good job, keep it up. It's definitely something that makes a really big difference as an owner, to have a little bit of that feedback, so every day you're fighting that fight, that you're getting your own personal satisfaction out of it, and you're getting a little bit of feedback from people that you're doing a good job. We also have quite a bit from our stereo competition days. In a former life, we did a lot of SBL. We magazine articles, newspaper articles. We ended up with an interview on Mythbusters and got our 5 minutes of fame, or I got my 5 minutes of fame on there. So a lot of that stuff was really fun. A lot of world records, a lot of fun out of that. It's definitely, since we retired, that end of it has definitely become a new challenge in not trying to be the loudest in the world or whatever it may be, but be the best stereo shop in the country. That's really the ultimate goal. I don't think anybody ever feels that they're there. I never want to feel that I am there and I have made it, because then I think I'll be one of those guys that sits back on their haunches and doesn't do anything. Next thing you know, I don't know what's going on, but our business has dropped in half. that never wants to be me. It's definitely something we are always ongoing working on. Nothing is ever done. Much to my financial dismay, this store is never done. I'm always dumping more and more money back into it, trying to make it better, make it better, make it better. Hopefully that'll lead to me being able to happily retire one day, and that'll be the payoff for never spending any money except for in here. And I guess as far as the overall survey goes, that covers everything that was on it. I hope you've learned a little bit about where we've come from, where we're at now, and where we hope to be. There's a lot of excitement in myself and the other guys about bringing in the new truck accessories expansion. It definitely fits our area quite well, and I do think there's potential for a significant amount of growth there beyond the growth we're already tracking year to year. So there's definitely a lot of excitement there, and a lot of excitement for future expansion that we're looking to kick into gear sometime next year. Hopefully I'll be shooting a video or talking to you about that next year. Thank you for the opportunity. Hope you liked everything you've heard. If you have any questions at all, feel free to give me a call or shoot me an email anytime, and we'll see you at Knowledge Fest. Thanks. Hello, I'm Mike Bartels, owner of Extreme Audio. I'm Mike Bartels. Don't like this one. Gonna kill it. Welcome back. Hopefully you enjoyed our tour that we've given you and seen everything in the facility and enjoyed. Let's get all that just from scratch.
Main. God.
I do the mobile installs at dealerships here at Extreme Audio. Hello, my name is Rodney Hall. Hello.
Oh, hi. My name is Seth Powers.
I go to dealerships. Repairs. 10 years now. Obviously, I've been here for 15 years, so that should tell that.
Hi, I'm Jeremy, and talents. Cut. Most about working here are the professionalism and